Welcome back to the Marketing MadMen. Trip Job and Nick Constantino here with Jed Strange of Gather Grills. And we're going to spend the next 9 minutes talking about some ideas, marketing ideas for you. You've given us kind of a view of how the Gather Grills product portfolio is expanding.
And then you're going to tell me whose ideas are better, Trips or I. Yeah. Aaron, you're in here too. You're going to judge. You're going to judge this also.
Awesome. This
let's hit one, because this is going to be important one, and we can go a little longer if we want to. So one of the things that a lot of people tend to do is think about the right now, and they don't look down the road. And one of the things COVID forced is a lot of people are talking about outdoor lifestyle, and they're talking about let's disconnect from the phones. And I do see the opportunity here for the experiential part. Cooking becomes something everybody does together. The kids are grilling, everyone's grilling. My concern is everybody's flooding that same space at the same time. How do you differentiate yourself in such a crowded marketplace?
Ooh, that was a big question. I need an answer to that, right?
You don't need one. It's just something to think about. If you let's talk through it. But it's really important, because everyone there's huge opportunity now, right? But the COVID allure and all the stuff that happened and what happened after it could very well kind of wind off, and kids want to slap their heads back in front of a phone because a new game or a new social media mechanism comes out. So I'm just making sure that you know and what you're doing, because if it requires a pivot sometimes, how do you pivot away from it also?
So I'll answer it in two ways. There's the food version of experiential, and then there's the pickleball fad and other things that people are doing that.
Did we call it a fad after our episode? I think we called it a fad, right?
Did.
We ended with fad. Okay,
good.
Maybe I offended a lot of people.
We agreed. It's already winding down. They've merged like 3 leagues already. It's already winding down so much. Keep going.
For the record, I played pickleball last night, and it was a ton of fun. But in the cooking space, everybody's got to eat somewhere every day, for the most part. And the unique thing about our product, it's the only product on the market that has the spinning technology, which is patented, and it's the only one that has the table in the form that it does. So there are a lot of other products that, smoking on a Traeger, or there's so many things you could do on eggs and Traegers and super cool gas grills with they've got the sear station. There's a lot of stuff that people have done, but there's nothing like it that's on the market.
So my advice then is, number one, stay authentic. So when you go back to how you're going to promote that, all right, and the getting together, getting away, be authentic. Pick 3 top 5 of the types of customers, who you call them personas, whatever you want, and focus on those. And of those, there's probably 3 core. Right, it's the guys getting around the grill together. It's the family, whatever, and maybe experimental one, but keep it tight, right? But stay authentic to what you are. Don't get too far out there.
Yeah. Good advice.
Yeah, I like that one. I think another one, and I think it'll help with one of the issues that you brought up. So this was an old Yelp thing, and remember when Yelp.com first came out, it was the first real place where you could go and just find out what was going on in the neighborhood. They did these parties where everyone get together, find a way to get a community manager. And what I mean by community manager is somebody that responds to all the social media, the complaints, the honest things. Somebody who, it's a barrier of defense. Hey, if anything goes wrong, before you return it, call the community manager. They may be able to help you. And that person can weed out what's a real complaint and what's just somebody who doesn't know how to use it. And somebody who's skilled and the face of the company, could be you for now, could be AI at some point. But because you're trying and you're such a high-end product, there's got to be something better than a customer service line. Like a community manager's job is to answer all those posts. Any negative reviews, why was it negative? Let's work through this. It is underutilized, and in the right instances, and in this instance, I think it would be really a powerful way to make them feel like they get concierge service, which most of these companies, the ones that you're selling out of China, out of Lowe's, are never offering.
True.
You call Lowe's, how long do you think to get a hold of somebody? I mean, it's just not happening. So a community manager, even the allure of it, someone who's paid over hours in the Philippines to just answer messages overnight, even responding back to people. If you get a response back, you are that less likely to really complain just by getting a response back. So I think that's a great tactic here.
And if you don't get the response, then it starts to escalate. And that creates the
and you have an escalation system, and you walk it through. And it's the system, I hate to say it, is more important than the person. People are replaceable. People leave jobs every freaking 6 minutes, apparently, in this world. So the systems are more important. But some sort of community or concierge service that make people feel like the price is justified will go a long way.
The other one I'd go back to is a little bit, and I'm going to call it product placement, but it's exposure. And, you're probably already doing a little bit of it, but you could probably pick every weekend somewhere to go. All right, a home show, this, that, or the other. And, again, I go back to the Bellegarde days, and one of the things we did real well is we became the premier exclusive sponsor for the Philadelphia Flower Show. All right, so we did not do as many. We picked the ones that had the right people that were going to be there, from numbers, from influencers, things of that nature, and then we built a whole campaign around it. And I think the key is some people will try to be everywhere and just go and all that. And I think sometimes think through where you can have an impactful product placement, experiential, whether you're a sponsor, whether you're getting someone else's booth. Maybe you don't have your own booth, but you become part of a backyard display, and then you're providing the cooking. You bring a chef in with you. Those type of things. There's a lot of ways to look at things like that and get a lot more eyeballs than doing every Saturday at this show, that show.
Absolutely.
Yeah, love it. So I think this will probably close us out. So one of the things, and this is just in general these days, delineate your brand marketing from your performance marketing. You're at the point you're profitable, but now you got to go sell grills. That's performance marketing. What are you doing to sell those grills? But ultimately, if you're going to be known and sell 20 years from now, you need a brand. And it is the hardest part now. And so what Big Green Egg did a great job at, but their competitors came in, they took their foot off the gas for brand marketing, and now they are commodity just like everyone else. There's no difference between the Komodo Joe. They lost that brand presence. So delineate where you're spending your time on brand marketing and performance marketing. And the hardest part is, what metrics are you using to gauge how well your brand marketing is working? It's unanswerable. Everyone's tried to give me an answer. I like Google Trends. Google Trends will see how many people in the world are Googling for the name of your company. And if you're seeing that steadily increase, that means the brand is out there. I think social media does a decent job, but I think the social media is a little bit rigged to people who pay money to social media. The organic concept of social media is gone. But make sure that there is a clear delineation between brand marketing, performance marketing, and one cannot suffer the expense of the other. Because what happens is that's when all of a sudden you start making ancillary rubs and lines because your brand marketing has gone down.
Well, and I would say if your goal, if you do want to keep adding accessories, adding different products, and you do stay with the direct-to-consumer model, what can you do as a ongoing touch point that really hits to the brand marketing that Nick's talking about? And it can be information, it might be an occasional gift or whatever, but how do you get people that you've already bought your grills, and how do you keep them thinking about you?
A cooking competition. What
Well,
if you invited people who had the grills into, you put 6 grills out and you had a competition and you rated it?
But it's sending them. So maybe there is just a a cleaning solution for the grill or something that at the 1-year anniversary of their purchase, you send to thank them.
Yep.
I mean, those are other things that we used to utilize and do, but it works on the brand side, to Nick's point. And then if you do eventually want to sell other things to them, they're thinking about you versus going.
Yeah, I will throw this out there just for everybody. The Harvard Business Review just did an awesome article about Starbucks and pretty much how bad they botched it, how bad they botched the brand. And the best example is, there used to be a cute barista, guy or girl, of course, but they would write a little smiley face with your name on the coffee. Now it's a freaking receipt printed. It's lost
labeled,
the entire thought of what Starbucks was is gone, because all they care about is having it everywhere. They don't care about the interaction, the experience, and the brand has completely been diminished. Don't let that happen.
Yeah. One thing we want to do, those are great suggestions, and because it's so easy to lose that, because it takes intentionality, it takes effort, and you can't use a system to do it. It's got to have a human touch to it.
It's the instinct, and AI can't do that, and all that stuff, and it is a human touch, which is so hard.
So one of the things we want to do is, we're going to start in Atlanta, but we're going to be offering these cooking classes where at our facility we can have 200 to 300 people.
Wow.
And we're going to have a chef that knows how to use the grill, providing really good quality product, but everybody's going to be renting a grill for the night. And even if people don't come, it's the fact that they have an opportunity to come.
For sure.
That's the key.
It's like a cooking demo.
Yep.
Right.
Love
fantastic. This has been fantastic. Jed Strange with Gather Grills. Thanks for joining us, and we wish you the best, and we'll be following kind of how things progress. And you've been listening to the Marketing MadMen on Extra 106.3. We'll see you next week.